Hey, Mike, where's Lightning Cranky? How you doing? See, you were here super early this morning. Happy Monday to you too. Impatiently waiting for a cool down. It's a greetings from tropical Michigan. Let's see. Give a second to get some more friends in the chat here. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy here, and then the wildfire smoke didn't help matters any either. I know it was really giving Cranky a hard way to go, and yeah, it's just crazy humid around here. And I guess we're in for more of that tomorrow, and then hopefully Wednesday we'll get some relief from it. Oh, there he is. Okay, the star of the show's coming. Here he goes. He's knocking on the door. Gotta let him in. All right, let's see here. Head to the
Dave.
There he is.
Dave. Hi.
Hello.
Michi Stacker, how are you today?
I am great. How about you?
Well, better than I deserve. And just plugging away.
Go.
I got my cup of lemongrass and peach tea. And my new everyday carry, honey lemon cough drops.
Oh yeah.
So, and look what I got in change today. I got a 1968 penny.
There you go.
How about that?
Yeah.
How's Mr. Michi today?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the usual shenanigans that come with working at a hospital. So yeah, I've gonna have a couple more scars to add to my collection here.
What?
Yeah, it's that time of year, and I know I'm not sure about other areas of the country, but darn near all of our trauma centers in the Metro Detroit area went status C last night because they had nowhere to put anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and
busy.
Us being the smallest, we're not allowed to go status C.
What's up with that?
It's just the way it is. But
okay.
Yeah, the short version is we got our lovely friends at the airport brought us one, and apparently she fought with everybody before we got in last night, and one of our lovely liberal individuals in the emergency department doesn't like her patients being in restraints, so she took her out, and everything was fine until they transferred this woman to the ICU, and they went to take her from the gurney to the bed, and she came up swinging. So
there's never a dull moment, is there?
No, and you got to remember, according to some, we're the small little community hospital where nothing ever happens.
Yeah. Well, if only that were true.
Right. Well, you know what? There was a time when it was like about 40 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say back close to when I was in high school, when I was in college, maybe.
Well, I was one of those kids that thought if you saw it happen on TV, you could do it in real life, and jumped out of the tree in my aunt's backyard and didn't land on my feet like I was supposed to. And you're
supposed to land on your feet.
Yeah, just like $6 million man. You always land on your feet.
Yeah.
And they took me over there because this hospital is literally right around the corner from where my aunt and uncle lived at the time. And they took me there to make sure I didn't scramble my brain. And, back then it was the hospital where mom went to have the baby. Dad went to get his gallbladder out. Grandma and grandpa went to get their hips and knees replaced. And like the biggest thing they ever had for the longest time was in 1987, we had one of the worst air disasters in American history happen at Metro Airport. And we had one survivor, or they had one survivor out of that. It was a 4-year-old girl. And they actually transferred her to our hospital and stabilized her before they airlifted her to U of M Hospital, CS Mod at U of M in Ann Arbor.
Man.
And, because they knew how to jam if they had to. But,
well, everybody did back then. I mean, they were, ow, gosh, darn it. I just drew blood. Sorry about the yelling in the, yep.
Ooh. Always gotta have some excitement.
Well, I don't need my jump kit, but dad burn, that hurt. I just ran my knife into my palm.
Oh, ow. That's
well, I told you earlier I got some mail and I was opening that,
right.
And hands doing what they're doing these days. It just decided to take a poke at me.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, here, while you're patching yourself up, I'm gonna make sure we acknowledge everybody. Mike was here at Oak Dark 30 this morning and is back now. Southeast is here. SGT. Let me see, scrolling back down through here. All right, let's see here. I knew it was somebody, Mr. Silver Eagle.
Nice. Southeast, yeah. SGT, did you say?
Yes, SGT is here.
Nice. Southeast, Mike. Yo. Mike's got some good news coming to him today.
Yeah.
Well, I think he'll be excited. I got picked up some more turquoise. And
there you go.
And I spent the last 2 full days straightening my studio, and God, I had receipts in here. Miss Lori's going, yay, in the background. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, like, I didn't even realize it was that bad. But it was bad. And I found my little buffalo fella. He'd been gone for I don't know how long. But he looks like he hasn't eaten in a while. So
yeah,
he's been gone for a day or two. So
he was on vacation.
I'm thinking this is going to be the front half cast, maybe the whole thing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Along with some turquoise on a ring. And
cool.
Yeah. And Mike did respond in that video that I put out about ring sizes and stuff like that. I just poked a hole in my hand. But no, I'm all right. Say hi, Miss Lori.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Lori.
Hello.
He says hi, Miss Lori. Buffalo is naturally neat. Yeah, Mike, it is. But this guy kind of anorexic. I'll beef him up for you in the pour. But I might try and do 2 or 3 things. I did get yeah, Michi, it was bad. It was really bad. But I did get some new wire. Thank you,
Sweet.
Miss Lori. She got me a paper towel to hold in the palm of my hand. I got some new.
Get you some duct tape.
Well, that'll come on after the show. I did get a real heavy gauge wire, and this is going to allow me to do like thin band rings and stuff like that instead of casting everything.
Well, that's
so
cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna do. I went a little deeper than I thought it did. I should have stopped by now. But anyway, yeah. So there you have it. This is really. I mean, if you'd have seen, this room is probably 12 by 16 or 18. It's a big, like a breakfast, addition, and literally half the floor in here was covered with piles that I had to go through and sort. And I hate doing that kind of stuff, but it's better now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sobriety and Silver's here, and Zoltan is here.
Good
to see you
afternoon.
guys.
Thanks everybody for coming in. Do you want to see this mail that I'm
Yeah,
blood vested in this now?
absolutely.
Okay,
All right,
this
Mike,
is the
have a good night. Enjoy.
Mike. Thanks for coming, bud. We love you. This is from well, I'm not gonna show the envelope because it's got her name on it, but Jersey Silver Stacker is his YouTube channel,
Okay.
and he's been doing some posts. I think on YouTube. I know on Instagram, but he's been selling a bunch of Constitutional for melt.
Nice.
And yeah, and he's still got it. So he's fixing to, without getting too far into his business. He did a post on Instagram, so I don't think he'd be upset with me. But he's fixing to get married, and they're saving up for their honeymoon and other things. So he's turning some loose. I know he's got a bunch of Benjis left and some Kennedys and some other stuff. But this is what I picked up from him. Cheap. Since I can't afford big orders anymore. I'm a starving artist, Michi. Starving. Southeast is like unveil. I'm a starving artist, and golly, boy, they really wrapped this up. I'm sorry to keep y'all waiting.
Oh, there's some people and places that really do. They really wrap it up good. I ordered some stuff from somebody one time, and actually did something similar to what you did with your knife. Trying to get the because they shrink wrap what they sent me.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Like, trying to cut through it, and like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Only thing that got cut was my hand.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, burn it. It's
all
over the floor. All over the floor now.
Oh boy.
Oh, Miss Lori's bending over for me to pick it up. Thank you. Okay. All right. So what I picked up, I got a 53 and a 59 Benji.
Yeah.
And it melt. I told him I don't care if they're pretty or not.
Right.
I can clean them. 264s.
There you go.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, for God's sakes. I just dropped another one. Okay. Well, here's 9, but I got 10.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like, I don't remember, 70 something shipped. It was a good deal.
Not bad. Yeah, it was a really good deal.
So, anyway, I'm not going to worry about that dime. I can find it now. but so that's my big unveiling. I haven't been doing much else. What have you picked up?
Not a lot. I did my video there the other day. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And let me see, what did we do here? All right, let's see there. Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just getting what I can. I haven't really had a lot of time to get out and get anywhere. So and kind of hanging on to a little extra money because my son and I are going down. We're doing a guys' weekend this weekend, so hanging on to a little extra cabbage for that. So we'll probably get down there to find out everything's cashless.
Yeah, well, I hope not. That's a pain.
It's the getting to be the new norm in sports and that, and even last summer we went down because he relative of my ex-wife's is the commissioner of a professional women's volleyball league. And, he likes to go watch that. So we actually went down because he knows some of the girls on the team. We went down to Columbus. We just did like a day trip down to Columbus to watch our team from Grand Rapids play the Columbus team down at Nationwide Arena where the Columbus Blue Jackets play hockey. And we get to the parking deck, and I whip out money to pay for parking. Oh, no, we don't accept cash. So you can't even pay to park with cash now down there.
Wow. See, now that's just not right. That shouldn't
Right.
be. They shouldn't be able to say no cash.
They're doing that. They're doing that
legal
all the way
tender
across the board. And I brought it up to a couple of people down, even in Toledo at Fifth Third Field where the Mud Hens play. Is like, why they're doing this, right? This is to eventually get rid of you. The people that work the concessions and
yeah.
Because at the arena, the hockey arena, they actually have, it's like a walk-in, and it's got like scanners all over the place. Where it walks in, they know what you pull out of each refrigerator thingy, like a pop cooler or whatever, and then you walk over and you scan it, or you get up and you sit the stuff on a tray. It reads what's on the tray, and then you put your card in, so you don't even have to interact with a person.
Wow.
And that apparently is the plan for the ballpark too. But it's hopefully some of that people will get a different mindset about that, because cashless is not cool.
No, and you're exactly right. It's just to get rid of them. I mean,
just like when you go into Walmart, you got 30 cash registers, but everybody's got to go through self checkout because there's nobody working the cash register. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see what's Silver Sea Mike. Oh, I was just trying to catch up on the chat. Yeah. Hey, Southeast. Thanks for dropping his link in there too. Because he's still got some of that stuff for sale if anybody's interested. So yeah. Well, I don't know, my friend, if I believe half of what I hear anymore, except when it comes from you.
Well,
I definitely don't believe ABC News.
Yeah, it's crazy, some of the stuff. It just we thought we were gonna get rid of some of this stuff, and it's still coming one way or another. And
yeah, have you noticed? I mean, and maybe it's just me, but have you noticed that it seems to me like in my feed, I'm getting more and more videos of idiots getting the crap beat out of them and getting run over by cars and things like that. Does it seem like you're getting more of those? Because I think I am.
And I think a lot of it has to do, and this may not be a popular opinion. It's how these young adults were raised. I was raised that there's a time and a place and a way to do things, and going out laying down in the middle of the street in front of a truck is not the way to do it. Going up and throwing rocks at moving vehicles is not a way to do it.
Moving government vehicles.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the flip side of it too, and this is just my personal observations, again, based on the way I was raised. People put a word to something and everybody takes off with it. And if you go back in history and look, because everybody's playing that whole Donald Trump is a racist. No, he's not. If you look back in history at the things he's done over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Before he was president, he was just a guy with a crap ton of money. But like this bit that happened down in Cincinnati a few weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago now. I don't know if you guys heard about it out that way.
Oh, has it been 3 weeks already? Wow. That was bad.
The group leaving the jazz festival, and this group of people just, I don't know what was said. and I don't know what was said by who. I'm not saying the one side was responsible and the other wasn't, but still, if the worst thing that happens is you get called a name,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good day.
yeah,
Some of these
yeah.
some of these individuals wouldn't last 5 minutes with me at work.
Yeah.
I've got a list of about 200 different names that I've been called by people.
Well, do you think it's the left trying to rile the left by showing their
honestly, I
soldiers out
do.
there
I honestly do.
or do you think it's like the right going, heh, heh, you know what I mean?
No,
I mean, either way, I don't like it.
I think
but
I honestly think it's the left trying to start whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of the kids that grew up. I grew up in one of the most diverse neighborhoods in the country. You had every race, you had every religion, you had every nationality, and we didn't care.
Yeah.
The kids grew up together. The parents were like, everybody was your parent.
Yeah, exactly.
If you messed up over here at Timmy's house, Timmy's mom had permission to kick your butt. And
yeah.
you got your butt kicked all the way home.
Yeah.
And then when you got home, mom kicked your butt again.
And even when you got home, that news already beat you there. She was.
Oh yeah,
she was.
That news got to your mom before you even left their house. Yeah, oh yeah. But
the good old days.
Yeah, and now all you got to do is raise your voice at your kid, and they're screaming child abuse.
Yep.
And I'm not one for. There's a difference between disciplining your child and beating your child.
Oh yeah,
and
but that's and I think
they don't want to hear that.
I think it's scriptural. Actually, it's there's a place for a proper place on the backside for
Right. That's why it's padded.
Yeah. Yep.
And
it's a long ways from your heart.
This is even going back. Oh gosh, before my son was even thought of. We had a friend that was at, and this is before Target went woke. Friend of mine went to Target, and he had his little girl with her. She's in diapers and that. She threw a temper tantrum in the toy aisle because she couldn't get what she wanted. And all he did was he cupped his hand like this and whop, got her in the diaper. She didn't feel it. It scared her.
Yeah.
And he got up to the front and the police were waiting for him because loss prevention saw him hit his kid on camera.
Wow.
They didn't do anything to him, but it's like, is this what we're doing now?
Yeah. That's insane.
But then I go back to like when I was a kid, my mom had a sawed off 2x4 in the front closet, had my name burned into it. And she told me when she realized that I was bigger than her, she says, I'll start at the ankles. I'll shatter your ankles, your knees, and your hips. And then when you get down to my size, I will finish you off. And I was grown and married when she passed away. And when we cleaned out her apartment, when she passed away, I'll be damned if that 2x4 wasn't still sitting in the front closet by the door.
Wow.
And she told me outright, she goes, I don't care how old or how big you get, I'll take you out.
Now, in an instance like that, does ownership transfer to your wife then?
No, she didn't want anything to do with it. She's like, no. I said, we should keep it as a souvenir, Put a nice finish on it,
it's got my name. It's got my name on it, man.
Right. Well, that goes back to when you did everything in the neighborhood that you lived in. You went grocery shopping. You needed the hardware store. There was a hardware store right around the corner from our house. Everything was right there on the main drag in our neighborhood. And she did. She went up there, and Mr. Levitt cut it down to size for her, took the wood burner and burned my first name into it, and drilled a couple of holes about this big around at the one end. So if she had to swing it, I would hear it coming.
Yeah, whistling.
And all she had to do was threaten it once, and never happened.
Michi, this just occurred to me too. It's like back in the day, like I remember when I was 10, 11 years old, we had Bill Ray's Market. We had Jackson's Market. We had Peyton's Market. We had neighborhood markets.
Oh yeah.
There were small grocery stores, and
Right.
you really literally gas stations. I mean, full service, all that.
Oh
We
yeah.
literally lived in 15-minute cities,
Right.
but it wasn't something. I mean, it was it wasn't something that was forced. I mean,
Yeah.
15-minute city, I guess. And I never really thought about that, but that's really kind of what it was like. And
Right.
15-minute cities is a good concept, but not with, complete surveillance and
Right.
social credit and all that
You're
sort of
you're
thing.
you're going so many miles a day. You went 3 miles over your max limit. We're gonna park you for 2 days, and yeah, no,
I watched an interview with a Chinese guy that was put on a unfavorable list in China.
yeah,
For I don't remember what he did, but it was like he couldn't buy or own property.
right.
He couldn't. I mean, there was this list of things. It was like, are you kidding me?
Oh
And he's
yeah,
still on the list. And there really is no arbitration or anything like that in mainland China. You're on the
right,
list if they put you there until they decide to take you off. He
yeah,
basically can't do anything but eat, and
right.
he's restricted to his home. And man, you talk about surveillance systems. So that
Oh yeah,
country's
oh yeah,
got it.
right.
Um,
It's scary.
yeah, and that's what everybody else is trying to.
Yeah. Well, that's like going back to that. The neighborhoods and that. We had one of the bigger, and it was like a Detroit area grocery store chain, was Farmer Jack back in the day. They went out of business like in 2002, 2000. No, it was later than that because my son was born. Because we bought them out of house and home on when they were clearing out the baby food. So like 2004, late 2004, early 2005, they went out. But we had one 2 blocks north of, right up the street from me. I could walk down to the public sidewalk and look up my street, and you could see the Farmer Jack sign. But you could go up on, and anybody that's familiar with the southwest side of Detroit, Verner Highway, you could go up there. Every major bank had a branch on Verner. You had men's clothing, women's clothing, kids' clothing, shoe stores, bakeries. They even had, one of my favorite places to go was Behringer's. It was a music store where you could go buy a guitar or buy your kid a clarinet or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you needed your guitar repaired, you could take it there. We had like fruit markets, little mom and pop grocery stores, not just for the chain grocery store up the street. Restaurants. I mean, you name it. We had everything up there. You didn't, if you went to the mall, it was for something really major, special, or that you couldn't get in the old neighborhood, which wasn't a common thing.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't have it, they'd get it for you. I mean, even down to the pharmacy. There was a pharmacy up there on Verner where I could walk in there and, oh, hey, he knew my grandparents by name, knew my mom and I by name, knew what I was there to get before I even told them.
Yeah.
And then they put what used to be Arbor Drugs, which became CVS eventually. They put an Arbor Drug like 4 doors down, ran them out of business.
Wow.
And I mean, even on Verner, you could go to church on Verner. Two huge Catholic churches on Verner, or right across the street from me was the church I grew up going to. You could literally do everything in the old neighborhood. Going, like, people talk about going over to Belle Isle, which is one of our larger parks in Detroit. It used to be a city park. Now it's a state park. But going over to Belle Isle on Sunday for a picnic, I mean, that was like going up north.
Yeah.
Because we were leaving the neighborhood. We were going opposite over to the other side of the city, and all excited because you had to drive through downtown Detroit to get there. And
yeah, see, that's a little different for you because I mean, we could go anywhere in the town that I grew up in on our bikes.
Yeah.
Hey, Jersey, there he is. That's my silver guy right there. Oh, see, look at that. My hands
Yours
are
must
working
have been
just
ringing.
fine today. Yeah.
Yours must have been ringing.
Welcome in. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, Jersey. Thanks for popping in.
I don't know that he's ever been here. I'm glad to see you. We fly by the seat of our pants here every other Monday.
Yep. And there are times where we talk about everything but
metal
silver and gold.
Yeah. But I did
we have fun with it.
We do. I had to I'm not going to show the front of it, but I got mail today. And I wanted to show what I got from you. Much appreciated, young man. And young lady. Yeah, I'm liking stores, you know. Where were we with that? The markets.
Yeah.
You know, you keep hearing about food. What do they call them now? Food deserts or food where there's no stores.
Right.
They're building in these new complexes with the businesses and apartments and all that sort of thing. They're building small grocery stores in the ones they're putting in here.
Right.
And I mean, it's like everybody knows what they're doing, what they're working towards.
Right.
And it hasn't slowed them down at all.
Yeah.
They're just moving right ahead.
Right.
It's a little disconcerting to me, but hey, what do I know? Yeah. I'm just.
I miss the old days when you know, like I was talking about the hardware store around the corner from my house when I was growing up. That was the place where you could go in and they had the wooden barrels sitting there. If you needed one nut and one bolt, you could get one nut and one bolt.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you got to go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, and you got to buy a box of 50 of each to get one of each.
You know, that I was really lucky back in the day when I worked for Ace Hardware. That's what I did was travel around and renew, redesign, and we put up new stores and everything, and did the product mix and all the training and all that. But the relays in the old stores was so cool because anywhere in the country that you went, I mean, there's one that was just in Weeping Water, Nebraska, down south here. And it had the old wooden floors, had really narrow aisles, and the floors creaked, and part of his shelves were metal and part of them were wood. Yeah. And he had big bins going up, the two of the high walls on the sides, and and that dude could tell you within a couple of inches where anything was in that store that you wanted. Hi, Sorcerer Stan. Thanks for coming in, FG.
Oh yeah, that's a hardware store. These big box stores, no, they're not.
No, they're.
It's like Sam's Club or Costco for contractors.
Yeah. Hey, Jersey, real quick, Southeast Stacker put your link in here, so kudos to Southeast Stacker for doing that for you. And hi, Mr. Silver Eagle, Vegas.
Vegas is here.
I don't know if I said hi, Zoltan. I'll have to watch the replay, won't I? Hi, Zoltan. Yeah, those old stores, man, they were incredible. And that was the bread and butter of the Midwest, man. They they were like that pretty much everywhere, but particularly it seems like, literally from the Canadian border south to the Mexican border, and about 4 states wide, you can pick your swath in there. Those old boys had those old prairie type, hardware stores, and they just they were like the Tim on Yankees Channel. They were like the coin shop Tim of hardware. They were there wasn't nothing them guys didn't know how to do. Exactly. And that was cool. Oh, the memories.
Well, that's we've got there's a place. I mean, granted, I haven't been up there. God, it's been a long time since I've been up there. But as I refer to it, my home away from home up in the UP there. You go into downtown Munising. There's a hardware store called Denman's. I hope it's still there. It's a family-owned place. But you walk in there, and like you were saying, the creek and wood floors, the narrow aisles,
Yeah.
and you can go pick up a plunger and a couple of nuts and bolts and a fishing license and a new hunting rifle.
Yep.
And shoot and a nice cold Pepsi and shoot the breeze with the owner, just like the old days. And you may pay a couple cents more for what you're buying, but you know what? You're feeding somebody's family. You're not feeding a corporation.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
That's what a lot of people in this world don't like that. They think everything should be big corporation, big box store, or even like going somewhere to eat if you want to go out to dinner. We've got tons of mom and pop places by me, and that's where we go.
Well, I think when things start getting really bad, Lynette Zhang's always talking about. I just really like watching her videos.
Mm-hmm.
She's always talking about community. I think that you're going to see a return to that because everybody's going to need community.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When the real inflation from all the what do they call that? When they print a bunch of notes for debt control.
Scam.
Yeah. No. Quantitative easing.
Yeah.
When all that really comes to roost, and it's going to. People are going to need other people, and I hope that we see a resurgence in that because that's really
right.
Now I think now one of the main things we need to worry about is the water rights being taken away from the California ranchers. They're doing the same thing in Idaho.
Yep.
Freaking water, people. I mean, you don't get much more of a basic human need and a right, in my opinion, than water.
We even had a here, and I know my Michigan people will know what I'm talking about. And by the way, Mr. Silver Eagle, I totally agree. Yep. We need to go back to acting like it's 9/12.
Well, you know what's going to make that happen, Michi, and Mr. Silver Eagle, never waste a crisis. Something will happen.
Yeah.
At the expense of the American public, as it usually does, and it'll draw people back together again. But yeah, I'm with you guys entirely. I think you're. And I didn't mean to cut you off there, Michi.
No. You're good. You're good because I literally started to say something and went that way and then that way. But my friends here in Michigan can attest to this. And I say this sarcastically, lovely governor thought that she had the ability to sell the water of the Great Lakes. They're gonna, which would be entertaining to watch, but we're gonna sell the contents of Lake Superior to these drought ravaged areas out west. No, you're gonna leave it right where it's at.
So what are you going to do? Use EV trucks to get it out there?
Right. There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, she wants to do that so she can raise, so that she can raise the road tax.
Oh, yeah.
So they want to do that crap where they put a barcode on your car and they charge you by the mile.
Yeah.
Because, we didn't take into consideration the weight of these electric vehicles versus a gas-powered vehicle. And
is she seriously considering that?
They want to tax you by the mile.
They're seriously considering that up there?
Well, the way things are going right now, I don't know how much further she's going to get with some of her shenanigans because she's getting caught up in a lot of, and not shocking to me, but she's getting caught up in a lot of crooked stuff that's going on.
Yeah. it's different in the smaller states and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing. But
Well,
I'm in Omaha. You can literally drive. I mean, I'd hate to be in Omaha with family in the on the western Wyoming border
yeah.
in Nebraska, because you can literally drive almost 10 hours and still be in Nebraska.
Right. Well, if you
You
look
know,
at it this way, state of Michigan, if you start down here at the state line, down at the Toledo, the Ohio-Michigan state line on I-75, and you take I-75 from essentially Toledo to Mackinac City, that's about a 5.5 hour drive. Then you cross the Mackinac Bridge and head west. You got about another 4 hours of driving before you hit Wisconsin.
yeah.
And this, whatever you want to call her, actually campaigned. Her first campaign is, fix the damn roads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we are. We're coming up on 8 years later, and you can't go anywhere in this state without having to sit in bumper to bumper traffic because something's under construction. And the example that I always use is, I had a buddy of mine that was a sergeant with the Michigan State Police. He retired a couple of years ago. Well, it was actually 3 years ago now that he retired. And he texted me, he goes, "Hey, you guys are coming, right?" "Well, we weren't going to, we're just gonna catch up with you later." "No, man, you got to come to the party." Okay, so my son comes down, and he hates when I drive, so he drove. And from my front door to the Michigan State Police Academy in Dimondale, which is a suburb of East Lansing, is about an hour and 45 minutes. It took us almost 3 hours to get from my house to Dimondale because of all the construction.
Wow, that's sad.
And it's like, because literally they were redoing the main artery that I use quite often is I-275. It runs from Monroe up into like Plymouth, Novi, north of us. And 275 was down to 2 lanes in each direction because they were redoing 275. Then you get on to westbound I-96 heading for Lansing, and it's down to 2 lanes from 275 damn near all the way out to Lansing. And they were literally, we're going to do everything at once. And she did that to get reelected. Well, see, now that she can't run again, there's a lot of stuff that's coming to the surface. Where there's like federal investigations going on, and oh, hey, isn't it convenient that your best buddy here got an $18 million grant and didn't do anything with it, but she had money to go on all these overseas trips and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and, and then she even wants them, and I don't know how the state does this. This is not my thing, but somehow apparently the state has the power to make the health insurance companies raise your premiums. She wants to do that. She wants to jack up our healthcare premiums in Michigan by 16%.
good night.
She wants to raise the gas tax. What else did she say? What else is she trying to pull? It's like, basically, we're already one of the highest tax states in the country.
Yeah, you're right up there with us. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's crazy where you sit there, and if I go down, and like I've said before, I'm not really, without giving all details, I'm literally 21 miles from the state line. I can drive down I-75, cross over into Toledo, get off the first exit off the freeway, pull into a gas station, and the gas is usually 20 to 30 cents cheaper a gallon down there than it is here because of all our gas taxes.
Yeah, we're up there too. Yeah, in my part of Omaha, they're doing it's basically a South Chicago kind of maneuver in the 60s.
Yep.
And I think I've mentioned that to you before, but it's all this affordable housing garbage that they're putting out there. Well, why don't you make, I got an idea for affordable housing, lower the taxes, take property taxes off of real estate that's paid for, and lower the property values, and that makes more affordable housing here. Well, but
and here they've got they've got a really, I've got other ways to say it, but I try to keep my language G-rated on here. They've got a really messed up sense of what affordable housing is here in Michigan.
Yeah. I'm sure
One of the cities that I've mentioned before that we get most of their medical runs come to us, and a little history. And this is
that city.
this isn't me trying to be funny or anything. Henry Ford built the city of Inkster, and the reason he built the city of Inkster was so that his black employees at Ford Motor Company had somewhere to live, because nobody would let them live in Dearborn Heights.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we had a lot of like extremely, even into the 70s and 80s, racist communities in Michigan. Well, anyway, you have a lot of the people, and I'm not saying all, because there are hardworking people that live in Inkster. If it starts getting loud in the background, Mother Nature's off her meds again. We're about to get hit with a storm.
Wow.
But
for meds.
That's the way I put it. But Inkster, probably a good 75 to 80% of the people that live in Inkster are on some form of assistance or Social Security, or they're like squatting somewhere because of their drug problems or alcohol problems.
Yeah. And fixed income.
Inkster is the city along Michigan Avenue where you only tap the brake at red lights, you don't stop. It's where a lot of the Western Wayne County adult entertainment establishments are along Michigan.
Oh yeah, that's always a good neighborhood.
It always draws the most perfect crowd. Well, there's this group that has somehow purchased this large parcel of land, and we're going to put in affordable housing. We want to make Inkster the best place in Michigan to live, and they're going to start out at only $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And today's market, that's under. Yeah, that's supposedly affordable, because the average median price is $4 something.
They don't want to look at the reality that, and I mean, I'm not bad mouthing anybody, but you've got the mom with 3 kids that legitimately is busting her butt to keep those kids clothed, fed, housed, a decent life, because dad, after kid number 3, decided he didn't want to be there anymore, and he split, and she's doing it all on her own with no help. How can she afford that 4-bedroom house so that her kids can each have a bedroom and like a full-size kitchen and a living room and a backyard to play in, so they can be safe and play outside? They don't get it. But let's build more of these, $250,000, $500,000 condos, and then sit back and wonder why nobody's buying them.
Yeah. Do you think the next Fed meeting is going to drop interest, or do you think they're going to keep it the same?
I have a funny feeling they're going to keep it the same, just because there's too many people in that place that lean one way and not the other.
Yeah.
And they're worried about lining their own pockets. They're not worried about the American people. So.
Yeah. Man, Michi, did I kill the Mr. Silver Eagle? I didn't mean to upset anybody, or that was a wonderful thought about bringing back the vibes, but the chat just died after that, Michi.
From a first responder's aspect, okay, and this is from first responder aspect, and I kind of get choked up about this every once in a while because I lived it. On September 10th, 2001, pardon my language, I was pond scum. I was an asshole. I was, jackboot, whatever else you want to call me, because I wore a uniform. And on September 10th, I worked a 16-hour shift. I went home. I got home about 7:30 in the morning, took a shower. All right, I got to get a quick nap in because I got to be back at work before you know it.
Yeah.
And I just put my head down to the pillow, and Diane Sawyer said a plane hit the World Trade Center. And I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, I'm because you're in that state where you're asleep, but you still hear what's going on around you, so you're not totally asleep.
I
And
know it well.
I opened up one eyeball. I opened up one eyeball and saw that second plane hit, and it's like, oh no, this shit's not an accident.
Yeah.
I got up, my pager starts going off, my department cell phones were going off, the house phone's ringing. I look at the pager and it says code red recall. So that's when you walk over, you open up the closet, you pull that big black duffel bag out of the back of the closet that if it comes out, the world's coming to an end. And as I'm putting that equipment on, which is not the standard uniform that we wore, and I was married, I call her at work and I said, I gotta go in. We got a code red. I gotta go in. We're under attack. And she thought I was joking. She goes, what? She goes, are you awake? And I had little something colorful to throw back her way, and I hung up on her.
Yeah.
And when they turned on the TV, they realized I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
But that night, I'm standing in front of, and I still remember the address plain as day, 611 Woodward, National Bank of Detroit's headquarters in downtown Detroit. I had a buddy who's a retired cop that worked for their in-house security. We're standing on the front steps of the bank headquarters, both looking like we just walked out of being an extra in the movie SWAT. And we're looking around, and even as dull as downtown was back then, there was always traffic. There's always something flying around in the sky. Nothing. Nobody out walking around. Nobody driving. The only people on the road was us and the fire department driving around so that we didn't have to sit and watch the TV.
Yep. Yeah.
And then September 12th, we're still working. We haven't gone home yet. You've got people walking up to us, shaking our hands and hugging us. And, you know, we're standing out on the corner of Woodward and Mac. It's 85 degrees outside. We're in all black from head to toe. All you can see is our eyes. These little old ladies walking up to us, handing us bottles of water and thanking us. We hadn't done anything, but they were thanking us.
Yeah. Well,
that's the way this world.
That's the vibe that I think Mr. Silvery was talking about, and we do need that back for sure.
And of course, when I came back from that trip that a bunch of us went on, that I really don't talk about because it really not something I like to talk about.
Yeah.
We were assholes again.
Yeah.
Somehow 18 days later, October 1st, we were a-holes again.
The circle of life.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, that just when you didn't have, and like I try not to get political on here, but you didn't have Democrats and Republicans and socialists and independents and liberals and this and that and this and that. You had Americans. Everybody was waving an American flag with pride.
Okay.
Now you get people that get on social media talking about they're triggered by the sight of an American flag. Okay, you know what? And this is nothing against my Canadian friends. You don't like the American flag and you don't want to move too far. Move across the river. Go on over to Canada. You know,
the next comment from the Cranky Stacker is just a joke.
And Cranky Stacker said, well, that's because, you know, we all knew our places back then. Everybody.
Yeah. And, you know,
Hey, Scrap Metal Racing. He says he's not looking at the chat, but he's driving. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, Scrap Metal. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, it's definitely thundering. Woohoo. Or as my mom used to tell me when I was a kid, the angels are bowling up in heaven right now.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yep.
But yeah, it just that whole that I totally agree. And there was actually, so I saw somebody with a t-shirt, and it actually recently I saw him with a t-shirt, and that t-shirt very simply said on it, live like it's 9/12. Live like it's 9/12.
Yeah.
And this guy wasn't trying to make a political statement other than get your head out of your butt and realize where you're at and how lucky you are.
Yeah.
You know, it are we going through a stretch now where everything's more expensive? And yeah, I'm just as frustrated as everybody else. And a prime example, I went to the grocery store. We've got a chain grocery store. It's called Meyer. It's a Grand Rapids, Michigan based grocery store chain. They're in several other states, but mostly here in Michigan. 2 weeks ago, I went in to get milk, and it was $2.79 a gallon. Now it's $3.16. In the course of 2 weeks, it's gone up that much. And my thing is, what's your excuse going to be for the price of milk? Because you can't blame it on tariffs, because
Yeah.
it's locally sourced milk.
Yeah, it's funny because I was just that you'd mentioned the gas thing. I filled both our vehicles up, yesterday, and it was under $3. But I'm standing at the pump going, we're a year in here, and I thought the price of gas was going to go down. There's no reason why it is the way it is right now. There's no reason whatsoever.
Right.
And it's a little frustrating.
I blame a little bit of it on sabotage because mysteriously we're having all these refinery fires and explosions, and my beef with that has always been, okay, you had an explosion at a BP refinery. Why is my gas station down the street, which is Marathon, going up too? Because they're getting their gas from their own refinery, not BP's.
Yeah. BP used to be British Petroleum, wasn't it?
Yes.
Aren't they German owned now?
I have no idea, because I've noticed at least around here, and this is probably gonna age me and bring back some memories for some others. A lot of our BP stations are going back to being Amoco stations again.
Really?
Yes, standard Amoco. Yeah.
Well, that'll be good for Grandma Cranky, because she's still getting royalties from.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
And the thing that cracked me up, I never realized it when they changed the name from Amoco to BP. When BP bought out what was Standard Oil, they're going and drilling on Standard's land, their property where their I almost said mines, in their oil fields, trucking it up to Canada. So BP's taking that gas up to Canada, refining it in Canada, and then selling it back to the United States for more than what they sold it for.
Yeah.
But it's still American oil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can go all the way down to chicken too. It's like, why are we sending it overseas to process it?
Right.
It's Tyson may be raising it here, but for the love of God.
Well, and the nice thing that I found out, and it's since I moved down here where I live, we have in the next town over, we have a little mom and pop restaurant, and they're all about giving you can feel bad eating, like you feel like you're being bad eating, but you're actually eating some of the healthiest food you would ever get in a restaurant. Because they buy all their meat, their beef, their pork, their poultry, their fish, all come from local companies right here in the area. And they don't put all the bull crap in their animals. They don't feed all the crap to their animals. A lot of these places. Oh yes, there you go. Here, you know what? Let me make you big. We're gonna change the subject here. Y'all need to go over and subscribe. I think
I was doing that. Yeah, that was my I'm not
over here.
I'm not a tech guy, right? So this is how I do my banners. Let's see. Let me get positioning here.
Okay, bring that back over here.
There we go. Here we go. Everybody ready? This is my banner that goes across the screen.
That is. Now let me see if I get this right. That is Cranky's son.
Yeah.
And his beautiful lady friend or fiance.
Yep.
Okay. Make sure I get it right. That is their YouTube channel.
Brand spanking new.
Yep.
Like 11 subs last I knew.
Check it out. Subscribe. They're doing a little bit of everything. The healthy stuff. I don't remember the whole list, but was it meal prep, fitness?
Yeah, meal prep, basically hiking. I mean, they're both yeah. I mean, it's going to be a hodgepodge. They'll have a little metal. They'll have healthy life choices, things like that. They're both training right now, and for they're amateur bodybuilders, all natural, which is cool.
Sweet.
But they're so fun. And thanks for plugging that. I'm trying to get them some
absolutely.
subs. They don't even have any content now. You know, I was like 6 months before I had 10 subscribers, and I had 20 videos out.
Well,
I think before
guys
Thule
all
actually,
dawned on me.
I think Thule discovered me. She's my OG friend, as a note once said. On YouTube, she's the reason this channel's still around. So
yeah.
thank
Well,
you, Miss
and I'll
Thule.
tell you,
Go
I
sub
don't know how
Thule, by the way.
I don't know how much of the stuff you saw while you were out, when you were out for that spell, and she was covering your channel for you. Man, she did a phenomenal job for you, buddy.
She did.
That's
And
how I found it.
oh, is it really? I didn't know that.
Because there was a video that came out, and it just started playing on its own. You know how if you're like scrolling and you stop for a minute, whatever video in your feed is like showing starts playing. And I'm looking at this thing going, okay, that's Thule's gloves, but that's not Thule's channel. So I started following along, you obviously, I'm not trying to put your business on it. Cranky was out sick. Yeah, he was dealing with some stuff, and Thule took over his channel for him, not only hers, but was also doing his. And oh my God, I'm like, I'm gonna stick around and find out who this Cranky guy is.
Awesome.
And here we are.
Yep, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's yeah, the good old days.
We used to have some fun.
Yeah. And
I still say the two best Happily Cranky videos that they did was it Kansas that sang you a song, or was that who was that sang you the song?
Yeah, Kansas Kid wrote a song.
Kansas wrote him a song and sang him a song, and then Seven popped out with the Cranky chip. That was great.
That was classic.
And then I had to come in like a month later and go, oh, look at this guy. He looks, I'm holding up dollar bills and stuff. Oh, this guy looks kind of cranky. Oh, she looks kind of cranky. If they put Cranky on a dollar bill, I wonder what he would look like.
Yep, that's golly.
And, and that's for our new subscribers. I've gotten several new ones lately.
Good for you.
And I'm up to 752 right now.
Awesome.
For the newbies, we have fun. We do stuff just randomly to cheer each other up. And it's just when we use the word community, and there are people that don't like that word for whatever reason. I had a guy get kind of snarky with me in the comments one day about community implies this, that, and the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing. So, we have fun. We'll randomly you go out to the mailbox and there's an unexpected envelope from somebody in the mail.
Yeah.
And that's just because, hey, I know you've been having a rough time, here's something to cheer you up. It's stuff we do, just like any family would do, like normal family would do.
Yeah.
We have fun with it. And,
key word there, normal.
And we rib each other, and I know I'm not supposed to say this, but you know what? Cranky is really not that cranky. We all have our moments. All have our moments, but you know what? I'm gonna say it. This is one of the nicest guys you're ever gonna encounter on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like a big brother. He looks out for everybody. So.
Well, I have my opinions. I just am fortunate enough, Michi, to be old enough not to give a dang what anybody thinks. Whether
right,
once you pass 65, when you're staring 70 in the face, you can pretty well, you've earned the right to some degree to say what's on your mind, and hopefully it's the right thing for everybody. Oh my gosh.
I I'm going to throw this out there, and I have a very good friend of mine that I've been friends with since high school, and she's got her oldest brother says that same thing, but there's a huge difference between you and him. Okay? And everybody, pardon my language, the difference between you and him, you don't treat people like shit.
No,
This guy, I'm 64 years old and I can do whatever I want. If you don't like it, F off. That's his mentality about everything.
That's
the difference. That's why I say, yeah, you can be cranky. I get cranky. MSJ gets cranky. Stack Attack gets. We all get cranky. The difference is we don't treat people like crap.
Yeah, and that's
people like crap.
That's the primary difference between cranky and just a grumpy person.
Right.
It's pretty much a textbook definition of the difference in the two. Seven Stacks said she had what's that? I had people asking me for help on their chips before they saw my cranky chip. Not so much after. Good one, Seven. That's I thought that was I would I would love to have gotten that original. And don't be crushing one up with some black ink on it and sending it to me, Seven Stacks, and telling me it was the Postal Service, because you know how I feel about their abilities. But having the original in a glass container would be would be awesome. I hope you've enshrined that, Seven Stacks. Tell me oh, there he is. Bring him back. Make yourself big on that.
I'm teasing.
There you go. See,
sometimes I go a little overboard on things.
That's a nice chip. Oh, she still got it. Good deal.
Sometimes I go a little overboard on things. These will not be going out to anybody until spring. But maybe I'm having way too much fun with this. But this will not be my primary poker chip. I'm still keeping that one. But this will go out. If I send you a pour, the first pour I send you will have one of these.
Oh, a special limited edition.
Special edition. There will only be 100 of these. I will not have them remade.
Nice.
But there's the Michi you're talking to right now. And then this is the other side.
I like it.
Because in the spring, I will be starting to pour. When I can get my son down here to play safety officer so I don't burn the house down. So yeah, there's those will be appearing sometime in the spring.
Dude, that's a badass chip.
I'm still working on something as far as a COA, because I'm kind of OCD about stuff like that.
That's the fun part of it, Michi, is putting all that stuff together and getting just coming up with the ideas and brainstorming and
right.
designing and stuff like that.
Right.
Yes, Seven Stack said sweet on the chip, and SGT saying can't wait to get some of your pours. I that's for sure.
Well,
SGT's been killing it.
I'm going to be a rookie. Like I said, I'm going to have my son down here, because for those of you that don't know, and I know some of you have heard this story 1,000 times, I suffered a neck injury back in 2021 that basically I should not have the use of my right arm, my dominant arm right now. But as you can see, I'm moving it and I'm doing whatever. But certain things, I don't have 100% use of this arm. I never will. So my hands shake at times. Like if you see me holding on to stuff here when I'm doing a video, my fingers will start shaking. That's not me being funny. It's just, that's the way it happens. So I will have my son down here to make sure if I start getting shaky, he can take over what we're doing. So I may eventually have to throw him on the logos and that. But this is just an experiment. This is one of those, hey, we'll give you 12 sample stickers for $1. And this is what Sticker Mule sent me. So
I love it.
First pour gets a sticker and a chip with it.
Yeah, you're gonna have some some bodacious bidding going on for your pours when you come
Well,
out. That's gonna be awesome.
I've only got 2 molds, and I want to get sure with what I'm doing before I really get crazy with it. But me being a Detroit kid, I know I showed these off before. Me being a Detroit kid, there's the lion, because our Detroit Lions, and of course, let me see, they're messing with us this year, but there's the Tiger for the Detroit Tigers.
There you go.
So, and I did find a kind of cool mold that I'm not going to be able to do it this year. Obviously, I might be able to pull something off for the Memorial Day one. I found a couple of really cool military related molds.
Oh, nice.
I might do a couple of pours and send them over for the Wounded Warrior.
You've been seeing SGT's stuff?
Yeah,
man, is he killing it or what?
I'm gonna go broke with that guy.
I am broke, and all I can do is look at it and go, man, that dude is killing it. You have just absolutely been killing it, SGT.
Yeah, it's all
if you what I'd like to throw out. Yeah, that hat was
see the Smoky Bear. That was really cool.
that DI hat was.
And no, I was not in the Marine Corps. Yes, I had a ton of guys and gals in our family that are Marines. And I mentioned this before. My grandfather was a Navy hospital corpsman. So, as he always said, and I know SGT knows what I'm talking about, you want to have the safest job in the Navy if you're going to be around a bunch of Marines is be a corpsman, because all you got to do is raise an eyebrow to Doc and you're in trouble. It doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing.
That's right.
And I always joke around. I said we'd always have to remind Grandpa when the Navy birthday was, but by golly, he knew when it was November 10th every year.
There you go.
You know what day it is? Yeah, Chief, I know what day it is. Yeah, Master Chief, I know what day it is.
SGT says he's broke too. Yeah, but you're broke and you got stuff. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know what? Let me just throw this out here. SGT, because I had a few people ask me about it too. It was like, and I never really, like, Thule had some great pour videos. Mm-hmm. Silver Dragons had some great pour videos. I've learned a lot from watching his old stuff. T the Silver Stacker had a lot of great pour, kind of tutoring type of tutor. Right. Turtling. Yeah, SGT could do some videos and of the pouring process, and like I don't know how to edit very well. I've done it before, but I just like the lifestyle. Like why can't I think of the channel name? Not Broke. I think he's in the same neighborhood as Broke. Does live auctions, pours a lot. For the love of Pete, why can't I think of?
Oh, by the way, he's still hanging around too.
I haven't seen him for a while.
He's still hanging around.
What's his? Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's the cranky one.
The stanky cracker.
The stanky cracker. There you go. No, not humble. Capital Currency. Thank you, 7 Stacks. I Capital Currency. I mean, I love his streams. When he's because he's pretty good at like doing a little instructive kind of thing as well. There's so many good pouring people out there. I did that special project that I did months ago. Started, and I tried to get videos. Everybody get together and do a video and everything. And I got back into the I'm not okay right now thing for a while, and so it's still not complete, but it's complete, and the package will be going out probably 1st of August, and that was huge kudos to Broke and Stacker Man and 3D. They I'm gonna go ahead and say the names. There's just a few people that responded, and it turned out really nice, and it's going to be a neat thing. So maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come down, maybe I won't. You ever see that video with that guy on the scissor lift? Maybe I'll come down, maybe I won't.
I'll say here's one for you. This is SGT will appreciate this. I joke around. This is when I was a much better photographer than I am now, which was like a really long time ago, because this was senior year of high school when we went to Washington, D.C. Somebody told me I should have submitted that to be a postcard.
Wow, yeah.
That's at the Marine Corps Memorial.
You could still do that.
Yeah, but I don't want to give up the picture because I love it.
Well, you can copyright it, Michi.
I just happened to be at the right angle, and the sun was behind the memorial.
Copyright that bad boy.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I mean, you have proprietorship to that. You own it.
See, I took the picture. That's
So which one is you in there?
No, no, not me. No.
That thin, tall one, right?
Now, when we were there, because my son's 8th grade class went there a few years back, and we got to see. And I know,
wasn't that beautiful, SGT?
I'm not picking. I don't pick on the military because I don't have the right, or people that were in the military, because I was not. So I don't poke jabs. But it's the first time I ever saw the Air Force Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy that's showing the kids around, and telling them what they're looking at, all this other stuff. And what he would do is he would make them study like the statues. And he says, okay, I want you to tell me the particulars of, because the statue, I don't know if you've ever seen it, the statue that's there is an Air Force color guard. And he says, I want you to study that statue and give me all the particulars.
Did you say an Air Force call girl?
Color guard.
Oh,
no, hey, like I said, I
really thought I heard you say
no, color guard. Color guard.
Oh my gosh.
I'm standing.
I apologize, Lord.
and it was, it was for the kids, to pick out everything that that was different between the members of that color guard and the statue. And they're all looking at it, and my son leans over to me. We've got friends up in the UP that are both retired Air Force, and in this case, Diane, the wife, spent almost her entire career in the Air Force on the honor guard that went around for fallen airmen, and like the people that retired. The family could request an honor guard, and she would go. She's all over actually all over the world for this stuff. But my son's standing there, and he looks at the statue. He didn't walk around back. He goes, "Hey, Dad, look at that one right there. That's Diane." I'm like, well, Diane wasn't on the color guard. Goes, yeah, but Dad, look at it. It looks like Diane. Same way Diane still to this day wears her hair.
Wow.
But he was able to pick it out. And then we went over to the Korean War Memorial. And the guy asked the kids, and this will show you how part of Dad growing up in a military family rubbed off on my son. We're standing there and we're looking at these statues of all these servicemen that look like they're coming out of the rice paddy. And is what's the difference between these individuals? Well, of course, my son stands there. He goes, well, that's a Marine. That's a soldier. That's an airman. And that guy right there, he's a hospital corpsman. I gotta look at him. How do you know that's a hospital corpsman? He says, because he's got all those bags and he doesn't have a rifle. He's got a 45 on his hip.
Yeah.
He can't be weighed down with a rifle. He says, well, how do you know that guy's a Marine? He goes, and this is no dig at the Army. This is just my eighth grade age son being a smart ass, pardon the language. He goes, because Marines aren't dumb enough to fasten their chin straps on their steel pots.
Ah, there you go. See?
And I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa, easy, kid. Where are you coming up with this? He goes, well, my buddy so-and-so's dad was a Marine. I said, was? He goes, oh, sorry, is. Because that was something I instilled in him at a young age, because I have a lot of friends that are Marines. It's if they weren't dishonorably discharged, they are a Marine until the day they take their last breath, and even then on
That's
into
right.
the afterlife.
That's right.
So,
Yep.
there's a reason why that hymn says, I'm going to screw it up now. The Army and the Navy ever looked on heaven saying they would see the streets are guarded by the United States Marines. Yeah.
Mhm.
Once you're a Marine forever. So
That's right. Yep. And rightfully so. Zoltan, thanks for coming in. He says he's got to go start dinner. Thanks for coming in, Zoltan.
yeah, Zoltan, it's good seeing you, buddy.
And Canslaw, I want to go back just a little bit in the chat, because Canslaw says, when we were talking about the video making and stuff, there are some good YouTube sponsored video, videos on making videos. There's some good tips videos that you can find on YouTube, and I don't know much about the Moto G, but when I started, I don't have a webcam. Mine's fixed focus, and but this is on a tripod, and I do have a laptop now. But when I started, it was just straight up Android, man, doing the videos, and that's kind of why I like. I don't know. I kind of like not editing.
Yeah.
I probably, if I really tried or asked Miss Lori really nice, maybe she'd learn how to do it for me. But I just like, because Thule helped me a lot with a bunch of stuff. She did a lot of stuff for me at first, but I kind of like the live, the uncut stuff.
And you know what? You're keeping it honest with people too.
Well, it's easier. I don't know.
I've got a buddy down in Toledo that does camping videos, where he'll just like randomly go find a place in the woods and camp for the weekend. And he does edit, but his thing is, and I know we all try to do it, but we slip up every once in a while, but we all try to do it for the most part, keep it family friendly. So if he slips up and drops an F-bomb or an S-bomb or whatever, he'll go back and edit that part out.
Yeah.
Or he'll make some sarcastic remark about, well, I can do that because in his YouTube name is Camping with Sam Bananas. But he'll do that. Okay. I can do it because I'm Sam Bananas, and he'll give you that side grin, and then like the old freshen up gum commercial, the tooth goes bing. He'll put something like that in there. Other than that, he's like big on keeping it unedited as possible, so that you're getting you don't think he's hiding anything.
Fresh. So, yeah, I like that. And I just like that style. That's all there is to it.
And here's one for SGT. Here's a little history thing here. This is the only picture I have of my grandfather in uniform, because he was not big on having his picture taken, and God only knows what the step witch did with all the pictures of him in his choker whites when he was a Master Chief. But there's what a World War II era corpsman looked like.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah. And even that was before they replaced the rating insignia under the crow. It used to be a red cross. Now it's however you pronounce it, a caduceus or whatever.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
that thing.
The medical thingy.
Yeah.
My son snakes when he was little. The medical thingy with the eagle and the snakes dancing around a pole.
The snakes on a stick. Yeah, there you go. I like it. That's a nice picture, man. I like it. Yeah, my dad was in the Navy in World War II, so That's cool. I'm gonna have to round things up here, Mr. Michi.
yeah.
I absolutely love it. Let's come back next time. Let's go back to the military thing, because I really enjoy that. The only thing that we ever watch around here, and I am not kidding you, the only thing we ever watch around here is, if I'm not in the room, Miss Lori has Walking Dead on.
Okay.
And and that's my fault, because I introduced her to the series. But how many years ago did it end? And if we're like actually sitting down watching something, we have seen literally almost every documentary on World War II,
Yeah.
both European and now we found some African theater,
Right.
and the Pacific theater. I mean, we that's all we watch is
Oh,
old footage and learn about the powers that be of those days and all that sort of thing. But um, it's kind of our life,
Oh,
we
yeah.
because
Well,
they're really, when you think about all the stuff that's on out there, it just
right.
isn't worth watching. It's not
Well,
worth watching.
it's
And
I even like even the the fictional stuff, the like the TV shows. I remember sitting there on, I want to say it was Thursday nights, sitting there with my grandfather watching Black Sheep Squadron.
yeah, yeah,
The,
my
the Marine Corps misfit pilots who
yeah,
actually had the
yeah,
most confirmed kills in in
my
all of World War II by a Marine air unit.
grandma Cranky's mother, my grandma,
Yeah.
uh, her favorite TV show, and I think it was in black and white. It was Combat. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And what was
I've
the
seen
one,
some of the reruns. I
something
haven't actually. Yeah.
rats, what was the name of the one with the jeeps in the desert? They were in the African theater. uh
Oh,
Something rats,
I
rat
don't
patrol,
know. I don't remember.
it was
Okay.
Rat Patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah, she watched those religiously, and I think it was
Yeah.
because the kids were, her kids were World War II soldiers.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Um
and then like even with me, it's pretty much anything military I like to watch. I mean, I still tell people there's certain things I won't watch because, and maybe I'm weird, but my first experience with our country being in a war and conflict that I remember like almost as an adult was Desert Storm.
wow,
And
dude,
dealing
I
with the
feel
fact that
old.
dealing with the fact that, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I remember as a kid hearing about Grenada and the stuff going on and I don't mean it. I was too young to remember the end of Vietnam.
Yeah, see, that's where I was
born in
graduating high
73.
school before that quit.
I was born in 73. So,
Oh my
but I
gosh.
remember, there was always the talk that, oh, Russia's going to blow us off the map, the
Yeah.
big black planes. And, the first person that I ever saw on TV that I was just scared to death of was Ayatollah Khomeini.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
See, for me, it was
then,
Nicholas Khrushchev.
yeah. And then, then of course, that we're afraid of Russia. And then, I remember clear as day because my grandfather about lost his mind watching the coverage on TV when they bombed the Marine barracks in Beirut.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, other things that, Gaddafi thinking it was a good idea to blow one of our planes out of the sky, and then Reagan coming back around and sending a cruise missile through his front door.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then the actual first, like, we're boots on the ground in another country. And my buddy coming home, and Chris and I were best friends since we were little. He's a year older than me. We were best friends growing up in that. And him coming home between Christmas and New Year 1990 to write to Dear Mom and Dad if I die letter.
Yeah.
And his parting shot to me was, I won't be over there for at least another month and a half. And the minute they started dropping bombs on Iraq, I get a phone call. Guess where Chris is?
Yeah.
He's right in the middle of the crap, right in the middle of the poop pile over there.
Mm-hmm.
And having to, worrying about my buddy, and then finding out all these other guys that I knew that graduated a year before me that are over there, and stuff like that. So I kind of shy around Desert Storm, but all that stuff. My grades started getting good in history when we hit World War II because I could go home and ask my grandfather, "All right, Grandpa, now give me the real story."
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, some of the stuff that we watch, it's they're interviewing, and these are old documentaries. They're interviewing the actual guys that were there, and you get pretty much what it was really like.
Right? Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I have to tell you this story before I leave.
Oh yeah.
The hero of the day today is, and this is a shameless plug.
Yeah.
Is Hero Bullion. If you guys haven't ordered from them, go get their 5 ounces at Spot. But the hero of the day today is John in customer service at Hero Bullion.
Yes.
And Hero Bullion.
I have dealt with John. Yes.
Grandma Cranky. And this is why he's the hero today. Grandma Cranky was 2 ounces shy of having her first full tube of silver.
Okay.
And 20 rounds. And
Nice.
so she said, Ken, so can I want to fill that tube. So can I get a couple of rounds if I sent some money? And I said, well, yeah, Mom, we can, that's not a problem. Anyway, I said, I think I can get you, excuse me, boy, that was bad. I think I can get you a couple more rounds than that for a couple of $100. So she sends $200, and it was almost it was up at 38 something. And then I get up this morning and it's down below 37 something at Spot. And I called John and talked to him for a couple of minutes. He told me how to go ahead, because I had already done and I had already done, it's a one deal per household thing, and I had gotten mine, and it really truly is Grandma's money, and it's Grandma's account. So he told me how to set up an account for her, and how to, he even took the time while I was on the phone. I called him a second time, and he took the time while he was on the phone with me to email me a link straight to the special offer. And so I got Grandma an account set up with Hero Bullion and got her order placed for the 5 ounces of silver. So she will be able to, when that comes, it'll be delivered to her home in Missouri. And when it does, she will be able to top off her first tube and have a start on her second tube. Isn't that great? She's 90. She's 96, y'all. So
love her.
and she's bless her heart, she's the only one in my family that I have my stuff for my sons, but one of them's still got all of his. The other one has had some things, and that's what it's for, to help with. And he's rebuilding a little bit, and that's a good thing. But Grandma's the only one who's really taken the initiative to stack her own, and it's pretty cool. And the way I got her started and interested in it was I always took some with me when I visited, the tube of sorted rounds and things. Yep. And I started a coin of the month club with her, and I gave her and my sister an ounce of silver a month for several months and got her started on it. And now she's stacking,
Good for her.
So yeah. So the hero of the day is John and Hero Bullion.
Hero's great. Hero's great. I'm not real big on the online people, but the online dealers. But yeah, Hero, I don't have a problem with them.
Yep. And well, and it's only the shipping was free on. Where else can you do? Is like $149 minimum order for free shipping. You can't get that anywhere else.
Most of them are like $199.
Yeah. So, and these days, that's not much silver. So anyway, that's the hero of the day story for me. And thank you guys down there. As I said, this is a shameless plug for them, but the Grandma Cranky story is,
They're definitely worth the plug because that's pretty much the only online place my son deals with.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Grandma
'cause
Cranky thing is what just 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 guy couldn't help but laugh. So very cool people.
Yes,
Very cool.
exactly.
So all right. Well, I should probably wrap it up. Marty the Wonder Dog has come in and laid down by my side here.
Tick tock,
Marty.
Dad. Tick tock.
Marty, yeah.
Aw.
Is it time to brush your teeth? Is it time to brush your teeth?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I gotta go let her brush her teeth. Her and her sister.
There you go.
And call Grandma Cranky, as a matter of fact. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go brush teeth. Okay. she's a dolly. Last night, oh my god. Last night they must think something's going on with me health wise or something, because like
Right.
both of them, Marty's 70, 76 pounds, and Franny's 90 something.
Yeah.
And man, they were like wrapped around me like bacon wrapped hot dog last night in the bed.
Yeah,
And I couldn't even move. I got mad and I got up. So I got up and went over to the day bed, and it's just a single, like a single mattress. I got up, went over there and laid down, threw my pillows down, and I was scolding them as you guys are getting ridiculous, and because this cough's been killing me at night. Yeah. And I got it no sooner than I got over there, and they both jumped down. Yep. And came over, and Franny wrapped my feet up at the bottom, and Marty laid right next to me, and I was on literally about the back 10 inches of the day bed, and I just started laughing. It was like, it was hilarious. It was like,
they know they got to take care of Dad.
Yeah, they. I started out mad, but they're you can't stay mad at these girls. They're just they're a riot.
Well, it's like, they cats aren't supposed to have personalities, but
oh, they do. Heck, they don't.
Mine, if he knows you're not feeling good, like, we get our fair share, colds and stuff. He'll come up and he'll lay on you and just like uncontrollably start purring, because from what they say, in their mind, them purring on you is supposed to cure you.
Yeah.
And I mean, they will literally lay there for hours purring, trying to make you better.
Get that bad juju out of there.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Well, I used to have a Siamese that I had these louvered doors between a couple of rooms in the apartment I was in. His name was Fritz the cat. Mm-hmm. And every time you would walk from one room, the kitchen was in the back and the living room obviously was in the front. It was just like a straight, like what do you call those, shotgun houses? Yeah. Straight front to back. And you'd walk through those louvered doors, and if he was up there laying on, that was his favorite roost. And if he was up there, it didn't matter what time of day or night, he would swat you on the top of the head. Oh yeah. I mean, you wouldn't hear a peep out of him for, a couple of hours, and then you walk through there and it's whap right on top of his head. Right. Oh yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I could, me, I could go on for hours, but.
Oh yeah, we could. When he said, you know what we'll do? We'll do that once you get your back squared away and everything.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be good.
We'll do one of those live-a-thons.
Live-a-thon. Okay. I'm in. Toss my hat in.
There you go.
All outstanding.
Right, well, yeah. All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up. Everybody, thanks for coming in tonight and hanging out.
Thanks everybody. And, good to see you. Good to meet you.
And Cranky, as always, it's a pleasure, buddy.
As always, Michi.
And we'll do this again in a couple of weeks.
You're the best guy friend I've never met.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on that. This summer kind of slipped away, but it's not too late yet.
And get you guys a major league ballpark, and my son will put a pin in there to come out that way.
There you go.
Because he was doing all the, not all in one season, but he's doing all the major league ballparks. So that's why we're going down to Cincy this weekend.
There you go. I love it.
Oh yeah. And,
you got to do Cardinals, Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
That's a given. Oh yeah, that's absolutely.
Yep.
And I joke around because this is kind of like being kind of against religion, but when in enemy territory, blend in.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Wearing a what?
Yeah, apparently in Cincinnati, that's a pretty good idea.
Right. Well, that's a helpful hint for the hockey fans. If you're going to Toronto, you're going to Chicago, you're going to St. Louis, or New York's not bad. Boston's not bad either. But those three places in particular, don't wear Red Wings.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do not look kindly upon that.
Those sweaters come with a caution attached to them.
Yeah,
They?
yeah, they should.
They have a disclaimer note in there.
Yeah, they should.
Oh,
or put a tag on all the other ones that say do not play well with others. So
yeah, there you go. There you go. All righty.
Al, we're gonna really wrap it up this time. I'll let Cranky go first.
Yes, sir. Thank you much, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Kansas Law 2, stay at it, buddy. Whatever it takes. You just and learn as you go. That's all I can say. SGT and everybody at 7 Stacks, SGT, the military stuff's always big with me, and FG 7. I don't know who else is still in here. My comments have kind of died down a little bit again.
Yeah.
But thank you very, very much for coming in. I much love to each and every one of you, and I mean that from the little cranky bottom of my heart. And stay safe, shoot straight, keep stacking, stack the right stuff. I'm out.
All right, everybody, keep stacking, keep hunting, and we'll see you soon. We're out of here.